Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Get Along Gang Home Theater Hub podcast. As you can see, unfortunately, we're not at the convention center. The Wi-Fi there would not work, so we are actually in Scottio's Airbnb. What's going on, Scottio?
Hey, welcome guys. Glad you're over here. It's good to see you all, the whole crew.
Yeah, we got the whole crew in here. We got Rich. Rich ducked out at the last second, of course, as usual. He's usually jumping in the after show, right after the show ends. So he's already went camera shy on us. So.
We'll get him on camera. We saved a spot for him over here.
Yep.
So we got Mr. Chuck in the house. What's going on, Chuck?
Hey, what's going on, Don?
Good to
Finally making one of these shows.
Yes, absolutely. You know, Chuck, you may hear some snoring from Chuck in a little bit because he's been up since like 1 o'clock in the morning. So Paul's just going to shoot him a nudge here and there.
Yeah, we gave him a back, but we didn't want to make him too comfortable because then he would have fell asleep right away.
You gotta look at that lady over there.
Then we got Paul in the house. What's going on, Paul?
Local here, enjoying it. Be careful if you come early. They put you to work. Those 250-pound subs every bit of 250 pounds.
250? You mean yesterday we unloaded the RBH sub that was,
that one was
600 pounds.
Yeah.
What's that, like a single 24 that was 600 pounds that we unloaded off of that trailer. So, and then we got Mr. Ike in the house in person. What's going on, sir?
Not much, man. Just soaking it all up and enjoying and, having fun.
So you came into town today, right, Ike?
Yep. Showed up this morning.
Okay.
I'm glad I did because I was supposed to drive and I changed my plans last minute, jumped on a plane, and here we are.
And half of them were on the same plane. And
Yes. That was crazy. So I walk into the airport in the Uber. As soon as I open the door, I just look up and I see Eric. I'm like, what are you doing here? And then we're like, oh yeah. Then we get on the plane. We go in and we check in. And I see this guy standing. And I'm like, that look like Rich. And I'm trying to make eye contact and I wave. And he's just like, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to walk up to that guy. Whoever that guy is, I'm not walking up to him.
That might not be Rich.
Yeah. And then we're about to board. And I look at him again because, I take off my face cap, just in case he's not sure. And I was like, then when we come out, I'm still telling Eric, I said, no, that has to be. And then when you called me on the phone,
I was like, no,
and you were
we're
like,
on the same flight. Dude.
I'm like, yeah, man, we're all on the same flight. So yes, and I'm sure there's a couple of other guys that look kind of familiar, on Facebook and stuff like that. So there was probably about 10 people coming in from Dallas. So it was good, It was a fun trip.
Yeah, I actually met a guy at the Enterprise Rent-A-Car. He got there in the morning, and he's the guy that actually won the free trip to MWAVE.
Oh, nice.
So he's the analysis paralysis guy. So I got his information and stuff like that, but he went there to get a car, and unfortunately they were sold out. So I was like, look, jump in the car with me, and I'll take you, close as I can take you, because he was going further than me. He was going to Chirpy's first, and I wasn't going that far. So, but yeah, no. Today was the home theater tours of the, for the VIP tours, and a couple of us partaked in some of those tours today. Mr. Chuck, which one did you go to today?
I went to Sheldon Carpenter's.
Sheldon Carpenter.
Yeah. And, he has, I want to say, 38 subwoofers.
Yes, he has quite a few subwoofers. I'm trying to get to my notes here to see because I actually went to his too. So let me tell you what he's got in his room.
I know the room was shaking.
So he's got 16 18s, 7 12-inch, literally screwed right to the back of the seat.
That's crazy, man.
And then he has what do they call that? A hover ease. He's got a hover easy platform or a hover boss platform, one of the two, to where there's 2 JBLs right in the actual into the platform for each seat that he had up front. So I mean, he's got 16.7, so it's 23, and then another 8 subs. So he's got
four
31
stack.
subs.
He got
in place.
every corner has a stack of 4 in
Yeah.
each corners, front and back.
It was unbelievable.
And
I
then
mean,
behind the main listening seats, he has a near field. I think it's a 24, maybe 2 24s.
Yep.
yeah,
So
he's got 124 in the
That
back.
was
Yeah.
the stereo integrity 24s.
It's
Yes.
one audio is what he has
One audio?
for the one audio for the near field, and then he's also got the 16, 18 stereo integrities.
It's crazy.
16, 18.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So next week we'll have all this pictures that you
Yes,
take ready
yeah. So
for everyone
I
to
took a
see.
bunch of pictures.
So, yeah.
I took a bunch of video. So we'll definitely get that out on the channel.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have an MWAVE recap next week, right? So if you're watching, if you're currently at MWAVE, we would definitely love to have you on next week, and we can do a proper recap of everything, all the experiences we're doing.
Yeah. So I know Chuck. He went to the same room I did. So Chuck showed up right after I did. That was my first tour, and Sheldon's room was 17 feet wide by 23 deep, and it was about 21 inches by the time you get behind the 21 feet by the time you take away from the baffle wall and stuff like that. And the dimensions actually are going to be the same dimensions as my theater is going to be. So it was nice to look at, a 100, because he had a 160-inch screen also. So it was nice to actually look at that and feel how I was actually going to sit in my theater.
So looking at it, did you find anything that you changed your mind about your theater? Like, oh, maybe I should do it like this because, like inspired by something that you
Well,
saw?
not because of that theater. We'll get to the next theater that I went to, but there might be some changes coming to the front. I may have to tear down some framing. Here's what I'm getting.
Oh,
Don's Theater coming 2026.
I think he might be just using this as an excuse.
No, this is
It's going to take you 4 months to find a drywall.
it was significant. Well, the good news is that the front stage don't get drywalled. So I just need to remove a door, put another stud in.
Okay.
So it's
Look, guys, we're going to get GTA 6 before we get Don's Home Theater. That is how crazy it is.
Can we just send him a time lapse camera?
Yeah, that'd be great. Just give me a running count. It's like those OSHA safety things. 21 days without building your theater.
Incomplete theater.
We all give you
450 days.
We all give you crap, Don.
Oh,
We're all really excited to see what you end up building.
Look, man. The other one that I went to today is Ryan's. They call him Chirpy, and he's been building his theater longer than I have. So he's been 3+ years on his, and I can tell you, as a aesthetic, the aesthetics itself, it was like walking into a commercial cinema. I mean, there was no home cinema that I've ever been to, or home theater that I've ever been to that aesthetically will compare to that. And that's what has changed my mind. He had a 200-inch Severton screen there, and he had the Epson LS 12,000 powering it. I tell you what, it wasn't given full HDR because of the throw distance was like 30 feet.
Yeah. But
the picture looked amazing, And I even called Paul. I said, Paul, have you seen this 12,000 yet? This is a phenomenal projector. So when you're not doing side by side comparisons,
you can't tell.
So what we were talking about before.
We were talking about it, right?
Last year they had the 12,000, and there were some side by side comparisons at MWAVE. But if you were to take any of those projectors and move them from one room to another, and you had to physically walk out of one room and into the other one,
He's going to see a difference.
remember
we were just speaking with FOMO, and we were taking a look at the TCL TV at the Our Revolution booth, and it was like, dude, even with the lights out there, the average consumer would see that and think that's OLED.
Was that the MQ8?
Nah, it was just a regular
It was like,
TCL.
it was
Our
like a
Revolution.
$200 TCL.
That
Oh,
stuff looked so clean that you would have to put an OLED actually beside it
Right.
to be able to tell that this is the difference. But the average consumer will walk into Best Buy, look at that price tag, and see $399 or $299, and be like, you know what? Get me that.
Yep, that
And
looks
they
good.
move. It's only when you place them by a mini QLD or something that they were like, oh, okay, this is better. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, so just to give you perspective, walking, it's kind of funny because Sheldon's theater, you walk down to the basement and you turn the corner and he's got this nice setup. He's got this beautiful bar to the back of the room. He's got like a full kitchen on the side of it, kind of like the stair wall that comes down. The kitchen's lined up on the side of it, and then he's got a nice full bar. And then you got 120, 130 inch projection screen right there on the wall. And he's got, I think, an Epson 5040 or something like that shooting on it. And he's going through like his build and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a nice theater. You know, it's very nice. Little do you know that there's another freaking theater, right?
Oh, he's got two theaters.
So he's got like a family area that has kind of like your setup, Paul.
Yep.
Kind of like where it's got just the projection screen on the wall, and then you go to the theater. Well, you go to the theater, and you're actually on the upper level, and then it's dug down 3 layers.
Oh, wow.
So you're actually going down into the theater to a 200 inch screen. I mean, just unbelievable.
Don't get any bad ideas.
Well,
You're not digging anything up here.
He lives in the wrong spot to be
Yeah.
digging.
Yeah,
if I dig in Florida that deep, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have an indoor swimming pool. Is what's gonna happen, right?
Olympic size pool.
Yeah. So he's limited on that factor.
Yeah. So no, I mean it's just absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to share some of these pictures with you guys. I'm going to upload some of them to the community, to the Horizon Home Theater community page. I'll share some with Ike also, so that he can upload some to his page. But I mean, just unbelievable, and the amount of time that Chirpy put in to get this completed. He told me he's been up for like over 24 hours just trying to rush to get this thing completed. So, I mean, hats off to him and, Sheldon, both him and Sheldon for hosting these tours that we did. They opened up their house for everyone. Just so inviting. Both of their wives were there, and then they're just brought us food, made us feel at home. So really want to thank both of those guys. And Chuck, the only one that you went to was Sheldon's, right?
Yeah, that was the only one I went to.
So I actually went to Jonathan's theater, and that was I was actually a little late for that one because I didn't realize it was such a far span, but I literally walked in at the right time. They were just sitting down at the seats, so the demo hadn't even started yet. And Jonathan was so gracious. I mean, the thing was supposed to end at 6:30, and we were still there till 7:30, something like that. He just going through clips and educating. I mean, that guy is such a wealth of knowledge, when it comes to trying to blend your subwoofers and everything else. I mean, he has a ton of speakers and subwoofers in there, and they just blend so well together, and you become so immersed in that theater that because all of the speakers are exactly the same, other than the subwoofers. So I mean, every speaker that he has.
Did he have all the subs in the front, or he stacked them on the same?
So he did the semicircle in the front. He said that he actually didn't like the stack. He said it actually wound up hurting his ears after a little bit of time. So he wound up going back to the curvature 5 up front. Then he had 2 near fields in the back. Plus he's got 2 8-inch drivers inside of the seats. It's definitely done right. These guys put tons and tons of time into calibrating their systems and tons and tons of it's not a lot of their gear that they have. It's not like Trinoff gear, but it's Trinoff quality of what you're hearing. I've been to a bunch of theaters before. I've been to a bunch of dealers. I've all throughout the state of Florida listening to their setups, and I'm telling you, these guys, they know what they're doing out here in Kansas City. They get together, they share their information, and one other tour that I did yesterday, I had a brief tour. I had some random stranger pick me up from the convention center yesterday.
I was making phone calls like, "Hey, can you go pick up this weird guy?" And
So Paul's friend was going to visit him, and he lives, I guess, south of the city, right, or somewhere like that. And Paul lives, on the way, cutting through. So I met his good friend, and he picks me up, and Paul's trying to call me, and this is the reason why we're doing the live stream here at Scott's Airbnb, because he's calling me, and I'm like, I got no signal, I got no Wi-Fi, nothing inside of there.
I call Michael and say, "Hey, tell Don his ride's waiting for him." So he was like, "Okay, I got it."
Yeah, so it was definitely a good time. I got to go out and visit Paul's theater, which, I mean, until you get to someone's house, you can see it, on the computer or whatever. But till you get there, it's tough to get a good feel for it, right?
Yeah.
So, like when you were doing your tour with us, I kind of thought your barcade was in a different area, right? So I didn't realize that the barcade kind of shared some of the main entrance,
Yeah,
right?
it's just a party spot for me. Like
Yeah.
my theater it's not a dedicated. It is, hey, it's loud enough to where people can watch a movie and if they want, but there's people having, drinks right behind,
Mhm.
and then just attached to it is the barcade I like all inclusive to where you're not separated.
Yeah, it's like an open
open
floor plan.
concept.
Yeah,
Yeah.
open floor plan to where both are together. So you walk into the entrance, and the barcade's right off to the right, and it actually uses part of the left wall too. So your hallway walking through there, and then then you get to the main theater. Your main theater area. But it's until you actually can be in somebody's house and actually see what it is, it's totally different than what some people envision.
Well, yeah, like I know Ton, one of my buddies, has showed his theater. His space looks way bigger than mine, and it's not. But you just can't convey
Right.
that, because my doorways are 8 feet tall, so everything looks,
Smaller.
much shorter and
Right.
smaller. So it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some of those guys have crazy home theaters, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't understand this Kansas City obsession.
I mean, mine's the cheapest
It
one.
is
I guarantee you.
crazy.
But yours sounds really good,
Kansas
though.
City
Yeah,
and Texas, you get those two areas.
Yeah.
Well,
Texas-
Florida's representing tonight.
Yeah.
Florida, man. So
Florida's about to represent a
Yes.
little more. They got one person.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited about at MWAVE is everyone's going to have these name tags with their state on it.
show where they're at.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to be really looking for Florida people to walk up to them and say, hello, I live close by, and maybe get a few contact names.
And big up to Rich, man. Rich all the way from Jamaica from Amway, man. That is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It's good to finally meet you in person, man, because you've been coming up behind the screen after the show on the live stream. So it's good to have you on the live stream.
Oh, you got your.
So
I didn't go to get my pass yet, so.
Well,
So,
we
yeah.
were working with Rusty, so we were testing the check-in process.
Oh, okay.
We need to make a quick shout out for the Daily Hi-Fi here because without them, all of us would have never known.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
absolutely.
true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Joe's in the chat.
Joe's in the
Joe and
chat.
Tell. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And shout out to everyone. Let me just go through. Anthony, Patrick is in the chat. Joe and Tel is in there. Rob, Van Gogh. Let's see. Yep. And anyone that I've missed, thank you for joining us. We were hoping to be able to do the live stream right from the convention center, but the Wi-Fi is non-existent.
Well, and they close it down on.
And then
the
because
day
it's a
at
weekday, they're
8:30.
going to close it down early. So hopefully by the time we get to the weekend, or maybe sometime on Saturday, we'll be able to just do some kind of spot, even if it's from a phone, just to kind of walk around and show you guys what we're getting to experience here. It's been amazing, but I guess that would be a good transition, right? We've been exploring behind the scenes,
We have, yeah.
with
Behind
all
scenes
the
are
different
awesome.
rooms getting set up. So let's kind of go through. Rich, what is the room you're looking forward to seeing set up tomorrow?
Stereo integrity.
You've been loving those 24s.
So,
Stereo Integrity has what? They brought 8 of the 24s.
24 is right.
And we saw Kyle Bleach, shout out to Kyle, lifting those subwoofers, man. Dude, that's the only workout you need, just 24s. And what's yours, Scott?
I don't know. There's several that I
Just give
really
us one.
wanna-
Give us one.
Come
We still
on.
got 3 more days to go.
One.
Give us just one.
Just one.
I want to kind of see what Grimani's got going on in his room
Yep.
because I've never experienced that. The other rooms I've already seen similar hardware, heard similar hardware. It's kind of like a whole new thing. So I'm really excited about that one.
Yep. How about you, Chuck?
I forgot about Anthony Grimani's, but I came here thinking I bought what I wanted last year.
Oh.
So I'm not going to be interested in anything.
Yeah.
But I saw those, now from my home theater tour today, hearing bigger subwoofers than what I have, I thought, oh man, I am missing something.
Mm-hmm.
So now seeing those
24 stereo.
those 24 stereo integrities, which are priced phenomenally,
Yeah.
And
I'm thinking,
Their
man,
18s are priced phenomenally.
Yeah.
They're like $200, $300 for the 18s.
yeah.
That-
So
that carbon fiber cone just looks.
Well, you can't get the carbon fiber cone for $200.
But still, that's like
Yeah, it's-
16 or
it's $1,300 for a 24-inch
Yeah.
carbon fiber.
You still got to build the box. You still got to put the
which this guy has
what do they
no
call it? The
problem
fluff
with.
inside of
He
it.
has no problem.
He works his wood every day.
Why are you touching
Okay,
it?
so let's go. So Paul, let's kill it right there before we keep digging deeper. But Paul, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the RVH room. I haven't actually listened to those in person in quite a while.
And we checked a few times. We barely saw anyone in there. So
Well, they were in there
But-
always. They've been calibrated.
they've been calibrated.
Yeah, they're
because
like
we
always
walked past.
just off to the side.
Yeah,
You have to look. So
There were several rooms that I didn't get to peek in, so
Yeah,
mine could
we
change.
weren't-
by
Yeah, I walked in and took
some of the
couple
rooms, even behind the scenes, you can't get to because they're calibrating, and you don't want to interfere
Right.
with that. So
Did you get a chance to go to the convention center yet?
So I went to the convention center
Yes.
yesterday.
Okay.
Some of the rooms weren't set up, and some of them were still locked. But I can't just narrow it down to one.
No, just give us
No,
one.
you
Tomorrow,
don't
just,
allow-
So,
just one.
I can slide with that one.
One thing I am interested in, I got a little bit of insider information.
Oh, boy.
So one thing that I'm interested in is I already have these speakers, but Martin Logan is actually going to focus on spatial audio. So they're gonna do something a little bit different.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So I like the fact that
That's
they're
a
going to
good-
separate.
Yeah, I looked in there and it was
from
like,
everything
that
else.
setup is
That's
different.
good.
Yeah, so they're going
And
to
that-
focus on spatial audio.
That's cool. That is
And
probably
then again,
very
never
interesting.
comment on SBS. SBS looks
Yeah.
Yes, that was the one. We heard the demo, right? And I think that's the one. I mean, that's the one I'm interested in just because, one, it's within affordable price range for almost everything out there. And it's probably one of the newest release. Now, there's a couple of other brands out there that will probably be, coming out with new products.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can talk about it right now, but maybe by tomorrow. But those evolutions or SVS, My
So
goodness.
is that
Those
your
are
room?
legit.
Is
I
that
saw
your
them.
room that you're
Yes, that is my one room I'm
That's
looking
the
forward to
room.
listening to
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm super interested.
Yeah, I'm interested in it.
I mean, we're interested in all of the rooms. I mean, but you know, it's just like the
No,
one
you know,
you're gonna check
yeah,
out
it's the one I'm
first,
going to
or-
check out because
yeah.
for the other rooms, right, the RTJs, RTJ, what was it? JTR,
JTR and RG.
Yeah, they both. You kind of have an idea of what to expect, right?
Well, not with that many subwoofers.
Yeah, they've added more
Yeah, they added more subs though. Yeah,
If you have not experienced JTR before, it is a must.
Yeah.
Luckily, we were privileged enough last year to experience it, but I think it's going to be even bigger and better this year. They're bringing more subwoofers. It's
what was it, a 9 or something?
11. It's
11.8
11.8.6.
Infinity, whatever they got.
11.8.
so they're going to blow the doors off of that convention center. So.
They're not, but they're not going to be hitting 150.
Why are you
No.
touching me again?
Because you're right next to me.
We'll leave that for
These
Scott
guys get
Newby.
excited every time I touch them. I don't know why. Man. So, yeah.
Just don't make me kick you guys out.
We'll leave the 150 dB for Scott Newby. But yes, I think, just for the price point, I'm interested in it. And the little demo that we got, right, it sounded good. Even the 2 channels sounded like
RVH?
No, the SVS, the towers, the biggest towers.
Oh, yeah.
It was pressurized in the room.
No, I
Even
heard
without
that.
subwoofers.
So I heard the SVSs at the Florida Audio Expo. They sound phenomenal.
Yeah.
They sound really, really good. They definitely are competing with a lot more expensive brands with what they are.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a bang for your buck purchase. It's not value by no means, but that is just a phenomenal sounding speaker. So,
Yeah, and Rick fell in love with those PV16s, right? Those things look clean. They're just massive, man.
yeah, they're mini fridges.
These things are massive.
The 16.
But they
Yeah.
look good.
They're enormous. That's like.
The SVS?
Yeah.
That's
And they only have
They're
two.
as big as this couch. That's how big they are.
Like, they need 4 of those things, but
Yeah.
man, just 2.
I hadn't seen those.
Yeah, they're in the SVS.
The
If you
You're talking
plan
about
on putting
the
them in your
boarded
living
ones.
room and you're
The
married
PBs.
or have a significant other,
They're
you're going to have to ask for forgiveness to put those things in your living room.
Oh.
Feedback.
Yeah, I can hear some feedback.
You gotta do your.
Mine's muted.
Yeah, mine is muted too. Sorry, guys. We're getting some feedback. We're trying to just cancel that. But yeah, if you're in the chat, just let us know. Is there a particular brand that you would want us to focus on? And look at Scott, just put his hand right in front of the camera. Oh, Scott. Yeah, just let us know in the chat. Is there a
Check
particular
the
brand
mute.
you want us to
Slide up and
cover?
see if the mute's on.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll just keep
It's all
going here,
good. It's fine. We'll figure
So-
it out.
I didn't give my actual room, but I am interested in RBH room also because I really like the Air Motion tweeter. So and that actually those speakers actually have the folded Air Motion or ribbon tweeters. Yeah. Yes, correct. Yep. So I'm interested in them to see what they sound like. So no problem.
Push the volume down.
Yeah, sometimes it stays on. Whenever my phone does the same thing too. So even though you turn it all the way
What
down.
speakers are you putting in your theater?
So I have the Martin Logan 60X Ti's. So it's the model prior to the newest ones that are out right now.
Oh, okay.
They did a little change. They added a waveguide. I think they made the Air Motion tweeter just a little bit bigger. I can't see me changing out side surrounds, but I may sell off the 60s and get the newer models. Especially since I am a Martin Logan dealer, but I'm not a masterclass dealer yet for them. So, and that's where you have to buy those the newer Martin Logan speakers. So you have to be a masterclass dealer. But I am a dealer. I don't know why they put those speakers as masterclass. I mean, they're good, but they're not like the like the Neolifts or nothing like that.
And now that you got a change order for the front stage, you got more time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you do have a change order.
Yeah.
Scope creep.
So yeah, getting back to that, Chirpy's Theater. I mean, you walk into that, and I promise you, I think that I'm sitting at the AMC in the third row or fourth row. That's how immersive this 200-inch screen was, and then you just get the top of people's heads, right? So it's like you're sitting in the theater, in a stadium seated theater.
And he's running the LS12,000.
He's running the LS12,000.
That's the crazy thing, right? That is a really great projector.
That's the projector I've wanted.
And from 30 feet away.
Yeah, I believe it's like, I didn't get the room dimensions, but I believe it's close to 30 feet away.
30
For
feet
the price, it's a light cannon.
Yeah, it's three. I mean, he cranked it all the way up, and he openly admitted, he said, "Look, I'm not getting HDR, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am getting really
But for
good
that size,
SDR.
the immersion is, yes, if you're getting real good SDR and that immersion,
Right.
you're not too crazy
Yeah,
about
what, 200 inches?
200 inches. And when I sat in the front row, because we rotated, I sat in the back row. Then the middle row was actually where the MLP was, and then the bottom row, it was like I was sitting in an IMAX theater. Literally, it was like I think he said it was a 75-degree pan view, and I'm telling you, it was, and it wasn't too big. I think Let me see what the seats were here. So the front seat was 9.5. The second row of seats was about 16, and then the back row of seats was about 22 feet from there. So it might be close to 30-foot throw because there was about 3 feet. So maybe 25-foot throw. For that projector. But I mean, just unbelievable. I mean, he did a fantastic job with that. I can't praise the aesthetics that he did in that theater enough.
Yeah.
And the sound was great too. So he had the same speakers as Jonathan does.
The JBLs.
The JBLs.
Yeah.
And same thing with Sheldon. They all had. So what happened that I chose 3 theaters with all the same
JBLs,
speakers.
That's fun. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So now
So-
I'm trying to hear all the differences in this same speaker.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now you know how much room could
How
hold.
room
Yeah, you're like, wait, these are all the same speakers.
Yeah.
They all had their own sound. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much a line array type
They
of
are.
speaker.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the setup is continuing. FOMO, Brian should hopefully be here by now, and they're setting up the TV comparison room. That's also something that I'm looking forward to doing. And then there's also going to be a comparison for the first time, physical media versus streaming.
Streaming, yes.
No.
So-
How are they going to do that with the internet?
No, it's Kaleidoscope.
It's Kaleidoscope. Well, yeah,
versus streaming.
Kaleidoscope. Well, they didn't specifically say it was that, but we assume
Okay.
that it's going to be
It was
Kaleidoscape.
on
They had a
there.
picture. They had a picture.
It's
out
on
of
it. So
Yeah.
Kaleidoscope versus streaming. So they're going to
I
cover.
know you can pay for Wi-Fi, so they may have paid for a Wi-Fi line. Not
Yes,
a
the
Wi-Fi.
company-
It's
Yeah.
$80 a day per device.
Per device, which
Yeah,
is
so-
crazy.
Yeah, it's like
You
So
know,
they may have paid for
I
some.
So-
I don't have that kind of blood.
so there's also going to be projector shootouts,
Yeah.
and that's also going to be,
Well,
a fun
the
experience.
good news is, they're not going to do the same projectors this year either. I think they're going to do some more affordable projectors also.
Yeah.
I did see,
So-
was it Exomi? X-Jimmy?
X-Jimmy, yeah.
Something was there.
Yeah, I did see one of theirs.
Yeah, so they're
Well, and what's cool, they have our Evolution. Like,
Yes.
that's a full setup of one of the Kaleidoscope media players for your
Yeah,
own.
we got a first look at the mini player. So
I like it.
it
No,
is
Evolution
really,
mini player.
it's really,
What's up,
It's not much bigger than.
What's up?
it's really
Big
mini.
Jack 79.
Oh, yeah,
I
it
said you
is.
gave me a little shout out of here.
oh nice.
And
And
there might be a NAS drive
then
too.
they're bringing a NAS.
There's
back to
the NAS
US.
is coming back. You
Oh,
heard
wow.
that?
Yeah.
You heard that? Breaking news. So
Yes.
Evolution is bringing the NAS back. Yes,
Oh,
it will.
Yep.
You
It's
just
up,
got them shut down.
it's U.S. specification. No, they're
No,
meeting
they
U.S.
changed-
specification.
They've changed,
They changed
it to
it
where
to
you
meet
don't have an automatic,
Right.
Reverb, blah, blah,
Okay.
blah.
They-
Yeah,
So,
they're meeting U.S. specifications.
Well, I might
be
have to
clear.
get one of those now.
So yeah,
but if you know
Good
someone,
device.
if you know someone, you can.
yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting one of those. I would like to get a review. The meter looks really mini, like wow.
Oh, yeah,
That's a
yeah.
Yeah, no,
different-
even the Zabini.
it should be a micro.
Super small.
That should
Yeah.
be a
The
mini.
mini is awesome.
They were like the
It
little
was-
Comcast
it was
cable
liter-
boxes.
Yes, it
I-
was.
I don't
it was
like-
smaller than the Zadoo that I have.
I don't
it was
like having the
tiny.
whole NAS and all the hard drives sitting like right in my
Yeah, me neither.
in my room. I want it in another room.
You
I'll
don't.
take
Well,
one.
either way, you don't want it there because the drives
The
are going to be
drive.
so loud that you don't
The
want
extra
that.
heat they kick off. I just don't want to deal with it in my living space at all.
Yeah, yeah. Because I had my I had the Zapiti in my living room when
If
I
I
had the
if I
living
knew
room
an
set.
Arvolution dealer, that
You
was-
might be able to find
I
one.
might actually, because man, the interface was fast on that.
I told you it was. I told you it was snappy.
I was like, oh man.
Yeah, Don has friends in
Yeah.
low places. So
Yeah, he hangs out.
Now the Arvolution can be used with the Sapedi nods, right?
The
It can
Arvo,
be used with any.
yeah, it can be
you can
used
use
with any
it
notch. Yeah,
everywhere.
you
don't even need.
can pull it from your computer. You can pull it from
for your network, whatever
network,
existed NAS,
Even the mini has a USB 3 port.
What?
You could take a external drive. You could plug
and
it.
just
right
plug
in.
it in directly, whatever you want to do.
If you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nice that you have a wide variety of options. You've got the automatic easy button, K-Skate. You've got the that's cool. I've already got all this stuff. From my
Yeah, don't forget about the chairs.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
they are bringing some new fancy air cooled and heated Valencia chairs.
Yep.
Or you can get the massage built in.
Wow.
Yeah, and
So
Row One also has a new release that hopefully I can get it out by tomorrow. But yes, it's there's a lot of fun stuff just to look around.
Air conditioned chairs.
Yeah, I'm glad I left
Well,
my wallet
And
at
they-
home. So
And they switched up their leather. It feels
Yeah.
so much softer now for the
Who's that,
Valencia.
Yeah, the Valencia,
Yeah, I think they were using like that 12,000 or
yeah,
12,000.
they upgraded with it. It felt like Italian
It feels
leather.
a lot better.
I tell you, when I went to Chirpy's house, he had literally custom made seats. He said they're one of one. So he got seats made somewhere from overseas, but he was looking for a curved row because his rows are curved 4 seats. And he was looking for a curved row with footrest, the lumbar, and the headrest. And he said he couldn't find them anywhere. So he actually talked to somebody overseas somewhere, and they custom built these things for him. And they were a really good price. I'm not going to disclose the price, but they were cheaper than Valencia.
And you're saying the headrest that tucks away? or
Yeah.
what?
So I don't know the Barcelonas. The real low back seats. That's what his did, and then the headrest came up. So that way you just like this. You can hear all the sound, and and it came up, and it didn't even come up to the top to like where your ears are.
Just
so
came enough to
Just
support.
came enough to support. Yeah. So it was.
That's
Those
cool.
seats were really, really. I got pictures of them and everything else. So yeah.
And the Valencias, they did mention that they have did different foam padding and stuff. So they have
New memory foam?
They say they're using a lot better. Probably sounds like probably the higher density foam, like more comfort, but yet forming still, because they upgraded that because they've had some people say that it's not as comfortable, but
I
now
see.
everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, these are way more comfortable than the last series," and I think it's because they're using a different foam technology.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I didn't get to see any of those seats. I helped Michael with very little yesterday. Unfortunately, I wanted to help him out with some more, but wound up going to Paul's house. And
he made a mistake of you start one drink, you end on 20. It's like nah, you haven't had your 20 yet.
Dude, I'm still. I don't understand it. So I'm from Florida. Chuck will know this. there are so many hills and curves and everything here. In Florida, it's just straight roads, man. There are no hills. It's flat everywhere, right? So we go walking to a bar yesterday, and I'm like, all right, I'm struggling my ass off because I'm already 6 beers in to get up to to another pub. And then we go back, and some reason we're walking back uphill again. And I don't understand how we're
this
walking.
where that walk to school uphill both ways? It really is a thing. Like what?
I'm like, I don't understand how the hell we're walking uphill both ways. But
Yeah,
Like-
it's funny.
You probably have look, the 10 mountain division, they ought to be training in Kansas City, man, because it's a lot of walking, man.
No, it definitely is. And you got side hills, you got straight up hills, or
And we actually, the funny thing is, we actually have a famous hill, and they do a marathon fundraiser once a year. It's called Hospital Hill, and it's the steepest incline hill.
Oh, wow.
And it's the end of
It sends you to the hospital.
End of a marathon.
Yeah, you're right, Chuck. It sends you to the hospital. That's pretty funny.
It's definitely. I mean, it's by the hospital. That's why it's called that. But it is a extremely steep hill.
Yeah, so this morning getting my to go get my rental car to go do all these tours, that's probably about a mile away from my hotel, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get me one of these birds. So I strapped my camera to the back and jumped on a bird and drove like a mile to
those
pick up
things
my
are
rental
amazing.
car. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that.
For those of you who don't know
this
what a
is-
bird is, it's a scooter. It's a scooter
to go
that-
up hills. That's
Yeah.
why they're so popular.
Oh, I was
Otherwise,
not walking. That was uphill going that way
now, you
too.
didn't ride
so.
on the sidewalk, did you?
No, you ride in the street.
Okay, because a
But
lot of people think you ride on
The one street that I rode on had the rail car, so I was scared the
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
tire was going to get stuck in the.
Yeah, you don't want to go parallel with it because it will. It'll get you. It'll throw you down
Yeah,
for sure. You got to go 45 as fast as you can across that thing. If you're
Yeah, no, but hey, just having a fantastic time here so far. Once again, want to thank everyone that opened their house up for the home theater tours. I know we didn't get to see all of them. I wish I could have seen a couple more. But yeah, just fantastic time. Thank you everyone for the hospitality and being so inviting and coming into your home. It's not something that you do every day to invite a bunch of strangers. Just come on over.
especially with looks like this, man. I mean, come on. That's why you haven't finished yours, right? Because you don't want anybody.
You don't want to invite
over.
nobody.
Yeah.
You're like,
Nobody- no.
No. I'm almost done.
No, I'm actually I'm a very friendly person, and I actually speak to the guy, the paralysis guy. I spoke to him because he had an MWAVE hat in his hand, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't have any cars at this one. We don't have any cars at that one." I said, "What home theater tour are you going to?" And he turned around. He's like, "How do you know?" He said, "Oh, that's why I wore the MWAVE hat."
That's like when I came into the hotel. Just welcome to
Right.
to the hotel, and are you here for anything? I said, well, there's the AV. She goes, MWAVE. So she knew already.
knew.
At
No,
the
that's
hotel.
great.
She heard stories about last year.
Yeah. Like, oh man, you guys. Like, all right, hey,
So there's a lot of
order
people
that
checking in.
second shipment of beer. These M waivers are here.
Yeah, but it's been a fun first day for most of us, and second day, Paul is local, so he gets to experience a lot more than us. But just looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, so the show doesn't start until what, 5 or 6 o'clock?
Check-in is at 4. And
Sure about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, then the show starts at 5. So,
Oh,
but we'll probably be
Double
out there
check.
much
Oh,
earlier.
wait, it's on the back of your pass that you're holding in your hand right there, actually.
Look,
Oh yeah, registration 4 to 5,
So that's
And
the
then
cool thing. They have
5 to 5:30 kickoff.
They have definitely upped their game on everything. They have the QR code on the back for all the events and everything, and they have the overall generic schedule up here, and then each one of these rooms numbered for the map. And will tell you when you open your phone what all
Schedule is
what all is in each room. So if you want RBH, you scan this and it'll tell you, oh, okay, you're in whatever this.
So we don't have anything going on till later in the afternoon. So if anybody wants to get together or something like that during the day, we can maybe get together. I know I'm going to go shoot some content at the Civic Center, but and try to get some of that out prior to. I'm going to have to come back somewhere with some good Wi-Fi to be able to, upload those videos or whatever. But if we see you and you want to go grab lunch or anything like that.
Now tomorrow, for all you out of towners, generally is what us KC folks do is do what's called brunch, which is bottomless mimosas to start
On a Friday?
Yeah.
Really? I've never heard of brunch on a Friday, but I'm down.
Brunches. So we'll have.
It's usually brunches on Sunday.
Yeah,
Well, when
we
you
start
recall, it's
Friday.
a beer brunch.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday here.
All right.
So,
Yeah. Well.
There'll be some good food.
So if you guys want to join us for the beer brunch or whatever it is, shoot us an email at hometheaterhublive@gmail.com, and we'll get you onto a text group that we got going on right now. Paul created this text group for what is it called, Paul?
It's MWAVE
MWAVE After Party.
Party.
Yeah, it's just Facebook Messenger, so we'll get you on there, and that way we'll send you an invite if you guys want to meet up or hang out for a little while prior to MWAVE.
Because it is 5 o'clock somewhere.
All the time. I can tell you, I'm going to sleep in a little bit tomorrow, though.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
I have to.
That's why they call it brunch. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
roll in around 11 o'clock.
I woke up at 4 o'clock for my flight yesterday, and then got here. I think I went to bed at midnight this time, which is 1 o'clock my time, and then got back up at 6:30 to shower and pick up the rent-a-car and stuff like that.
You mean you stopped drinking at 12 o'clock?
Yes.
You passed out. You
That-
didn't go to
well,
bed.
I wasn't drunk, but I
I didn't say you were drunk. I just
felt-
said you passed out.
I was more tired from walking the hills.
Yeah. You're like, oh man, I think I already burnt those 4 beers.
I was ready to put a rope around Paul's waist so he could tow me up the hill.
Okay, guys, but yes, I think we've come to the end of today's live stream before this gets out of hand. But yeah, hopefully, we are able to do another live stream, even if it's on our mobile phones.
Right.
And just get to do some behind the scenes and try to do some real time if we can. But
we apologize for not being able to do the, show the rooms and stuff like that, like we said we were going to. But just unfortunately, the logistics with the Wi-Fi and stuff just didn't work out. So we apologize for that. But we'll try to send some pictures out through our community pages.
Yeah, when you have 1 million subscribers, you'll pay for the Wi-Fi. That's
Well, I didn't even know it was a thing. So
yeah, hit that
I
like
thought,
and
I thought it would be
subscribe
a hard
button.
line that they used.
Hit the like and subscribe button
that's
and
several grand to get on.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think we can end the live stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you everyone
Thank you, Rich. Thank you,
joining
Scotty-O, Mr. Chuck, Paul, and of course Ike. Thank you, everyone, for joining today.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we'll see you next time on the live one.
If you want to join the show next week, if you went to MWAVE, join us on the live stream so that we can talk about what you saw and what your experience was. See you guys next week.
Peace out.